Hello everyone, this is Nivedita Sharma. Welcome to this video presentation of web browser. So basically, what is web browser? A web browser is a program on your computer or phone that lets you access and view websites. It translates the code that makes up a website into text, images, and videos so you can see and interact with content on the internet. Popular web browsers include Chrome, Firefox, Safari, and Edge. All these are the examples of web browsers. The history of web browser includes, first of all, in 1993, a Mosaic, the first graphical web browser, popularized the web. In 1994, Netscape Navigator became the dominant browser in the 90s. 2000, Internet Explorer gained a significant market share. In 2008, launch of Google Chrome introducing speed and simplicity. Present, continuous updates and new entrants focusing on privacy and performance. Now, let's talk about architecture of browser. So here we are having user interface, browser engine, rendering engine, networking, JavaScript interpreter, UI backend, and data persistence. So let's talk about all of them. First of all, we talk about user interface. The visual part of the browser that users interact with is actually known as user interface. Its components include address bar where the users enter URLs, then the tabs allow multiple pages to be open simultaneously, then bookmarks and favorites menu provides quick access to saved sites, then back and forward buttons which navigate through browsing history. Now, browser engine. It acts as a bridge between the user interface and the rendering engine. Its functions are handle user requests and manage how content is displayed. It interpret command from the UI and communicate with the rendering engine to display content correctly. Now, let's talk about rendering engine, the core component that processes web documents such as HTML, CSS, and JavaScript documents. Its functions include parsing HTML and CSS, converts the web code into a document object model, which is a DOM model for manipulation, then layout and painting, determine how the content is arranged on the screen and draws the visuals. Its examples include Blink, Gecko, and WebKit. Networking layer, so basically it manages network calls to fetch resources from the web. It function http and http's request, handles communication with web servers to retrieve web pages and resources. Caching, which store previously fetched resources for faster access on subsequent visits. Now, JavaScript interpreter, which executes JavaScript code embedded in the web page. Its functions include interpreting JavaScript, which convert JavaScript code into machine code for execution. Then the next one is event handling, in which it responds to user interactions and updates the web page dynamically. And its examples include V8, which is Chrome and Edge, SpiderMonkey, like Firefox, and JavaScript core, which is Safari. UI backend is basically the UI backend of a web browser refers to the components and processes that handle the user interface's functionality and responsiveness, working behind the scenes to ensure a smooth user experience. Its functions include user interaction, event handling, state update, rendering, and IPC. Now, the data persistence refers to the ability to store and retrieve data across sessions, enabling websites and applications to remember user information and preferences. Types of storage are cookies, local storage, and session storage. Now, how web browser works. So, it is basically the image which explains that how web browser work. Let's see the theory about it. First of all, fetching pages. So user enter a URL into the address bar, then the browser send a request to the server hosting the website. Now the rendering process, basically the server respond with the website's code and the browser processes this code to display the page. Browser features includes tabbed browsing, open multiple pages in separate tabs within a single window, making navigation easier. Bookmarks save favorite sites for quick access, can be organized into folders, and history access a list of recently visited sites to revisit easily. Some of the common web browsers include Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, Mozilla Firefox, Safari, Opera, Microsoft Edge, and Brave. Now let's talk about all of them in a brief. First of all, Google Chrome. So the developer is Google. Its languages include C++, JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. Its rendering engine is Blink. Its JavaScript engine is V8, and platform is Windows, macOS, Linux, Android, and iOS. Internet Explorer is developed by Microsoft. Languages are 33. Search engines, search suggestions. It gives the search suggestions and a smarter address bar. In Mozilla Firefox, it is developed by Mozilla Corporation. It is written in Rust, C++, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Its engine is Gecko. JavaScript engine is SpiderMonkey, and its platforms include Windows, macOS, Linux, Android, and iOS. Now, about Safari. So, it is developed by Apple. Languages include C++, Objective-C, Swift, and JavaScript. Its rendering engine is WebKit. JavaScript engine is JavaScript Core, which is Nitro, and platform is macOS and iOS. It is only made for macOS and iOS. Opera is basically developed by Opera Software. Its languages include C++, JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. Its rendering engine is Blink. Its JavaScript engine is V8, and the platform where we can see or we can run the Opera is Windows, macOS, Linux, Android, and iOS. Next one is Microsoft Edge, and it is developed by Microsoft. Its languages include C++, C hash, JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. Its rendering engine is Blink, which is formerly Edge HTML. JavaScript engine is V8, and the platforms where we can see Microsoft Edge are Windows, macOS, Linux, Android, and iOS. Next one is Brave. So Brave is developed by Brave Software Inc. Languages are C++, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. Its rendering engine is Blink. JavaScript engine is V8, and the platforms where we can see the Brave is Windows, macOS, Linux, Android, and iOS. So now let's see the interface of all of them, or we can say all of these web browsers. So the first one is the interface of Google Chrome, where you can see the search bar, where you can search for any of the URL, and it sends us to the respective website, which is, or we can say, requested website. So it is basically the interface of Google Chrome. It is the interface of Internet Explorer. Uh, Here we are having the search bar. Here we are having options for new tabs, and the frequent used websites also shown on the window. Next one is interface of Mozilla Firefox. So it is the interface of Mozilla Firefox, where we are having the search bar. Uh, this one is the interface of Safari. It is also having the search bar, and the top sites it suggests. It is the interface of Opera. Here also we are having this search bar, and it suggests some top websites. It is the interface of Microsoft Edge. Here also we are having the search bar. It also suggests top websites to us on the window. And it is basically the interface of Brave. So this is all about the web browsers. Thank you so much.